around, Red.
Hello, Danny.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So The Punisher is getting ready to film new Netflix stuff. There are only two options, Defenders and Iron Fist. So I'm going to explain the shooting schedule and what's going on because New York Comic Con's coming up. Jeff Loeb, the president of Marvel Television, was talking about all the Marvel stuff that he's bringing to New York Comic Con. They do a bunch of presentations. Of course, they'll be doing Netflix stuff. They'll be hyping that up because Luke Cage is dropping just as New York Comic Con is getting started, so they want to promote that. They also want to show off some new Iron Fist footage, so they're going to be talking about all kinds of Marvel Netflix stuff. But like back during the summer, during San Diego Comic Con, Jon Bernthal kind of poked his head in at the beginning of the Luke Cage panel just to say, hey everybody, really happy to be here. Much love from the Punisher. He had like this crazy beard on and then kind of took off just like, thank you so much for all the love you guys have been giving the Punisher. So since then, they have kind of locked down the Punisher Season 1. They're developing scripts. They have a showrunner. They've already cast their first villain. They're going to start shooting pretty soon, probably early next year. But here we are heading into the first week of October, and Jeff Loeb said that Jon Bernthal is only going to be able to be at New York Comic Con for one day on Saturday because of his Netflix filming schedule. And like I said, they have not even gotten close to start filming the Punisher series yet. The only series they're filming right now is kind of like closing down Iron Fist. They're probably doing some touch-ups on that. They're mostly done filming that series and starting to film Marvel's Defenders. So it's been a little while, but the actor who plays Daredevil had just confirmed that they would start filming Defenders towards the end of this year. Cut to now, saying Jon Bernthal is filming Netflix stuff, so he can't be at every single day of New York Comic Con following the breadcrumb trail back to the set. So hell yeah, filming Defenders. And I know a lot of people are wondering, well, if Punisher were to cross over into Iron Fist, what would be happening? Because they haven't had a lot of crossovers in the comics. The one really big one that they had was Shadowland. So what I think is happening is Punisher is just popping up in everyone's series in a really small way, like cameo level, and then he'll be much bigger in Defenders. So as for what he's actually doing during Iron Fist, during those scenes, well, one, it'll probably be to help out Iron Fist at some point, whether or not they know each other or they meet. He might just be in the neighborhood on unrelated Punisher business, stuff that will build context for what's going on in Punisher Season 1. But maybe he'll help him out with the Harold Meachum problem, who's actually being played by this actor, David Wenham. You might remember him from Lord of the Rings or some other series. He's played a lot of comedic roles too. So it's going to be weird to see him play this big Netflix villain. He was Danny Rand's father's partner. They formed a firm together, Rand Meachum. That's why Danny Rand is so rich. He's kind of like the Batman of the Defenders. He has all this money, so he funds the team. But part of the conflict is that Harold Meachum, very powerful businessman, very wealthy, was involved in the death of Danny's father. So there's a bit of a revenge arc happening during Iron Fist, but you can imagine someone like Harold Meachum with a lot of money probably going to have loose ties or dealings with the Hand in the same way that the Kingpin did during Daredevil. Now, like the Kingpin is not part of the Hand, but he did interact with them, like he did enter into business contracts with them. So even though Iron Fist kind of exists as his own self-contained story, like it's an origin story for him, I'm expecting the other Netflix stories to bleed into it a little bit. So you see a little bit of Kingpin, a little bit of Hand stuff that will lead into Defenders, because Iron Fist is the last series before Defenders, so the end of that will lead directly into the first episode of Defenders. So naturally, there has to be a lot of crossover stuff happening. So that's probably why we're hearing about Punisher filming stuff. But just to be clear, they're not going to start filming the actual Punisher series till early next year. So any stories that you hear about Punisher filming Netflix stuff for the rest of this year through the rest of 2016, it's all going to be for the other series. But just remember, even though he's technically not the villain anymore, it's not like Daredevil versus Punisher anymore, or Punisher versus the Defenders or anything like that. That doesn't mean that they have achieved their shawarma moment. The idea is that will happen at the end of Defenders. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think the Punisher is going to do when he runs into the other Defenders? Do you think that he's going to treat them the same way he treated Daredevil? He's definitely capable of respect. He has a certain level of affection for his dog, so we know that like he is capable of liking other people, but it's not really in his nature to be touchy-feely or even open with his feelings. So his way of showing you that he likes you is by not shooting you in the face. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to see the Punisher meet Luke Cage. It'll just be a lot of nodding and mutual respect, grunting and flexing of muscles. Punisher buying tickets to the gun show. But just a reminder, it's going to be wheels up for episode 1 of Luke Cage, or really all the episodes, next Friday, or actually Thursday at midnight if you stay up really late. Like if you have the day off from work or you don't have school on Friday, it is going to be awesome. I'm probably going to post my episode 1 video later that morning, and then the rest of the videos will just post like one every couple days until I get through the rest of them. It'll probably take me about 2 weeks to get through all the Luke Cage videos. I mean, I binge watch it in like 2 days, but it really takes me a little bit longer to get through all the videos just because it takes time to make it. But we have Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange is going to be dropping really soon. There's supposed to be some Spider-Man footage in the next couple weeks. That's unconfirmed though, but whatever ends up happening, I'll totally do a video for it. So be sure to subscribe to get everything. There'll probably be at least one more Luke Cage trailer next week too. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for my Punisher Season 1 teaser trailer, and you can click here for my Iron Fist trailer. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.